Absolute Magix, proudly sponsored by Tuned and Styled. I'm Grant.
And I'm Bluudys. And on this episode we're going to show you how to wire in a subwoofer and amplifier. We're back working on my 2005 Vauxhall Astra. Let's get a subwoofer and amplifier fitted. Let's see what we need. Your subwoofer, you have your amplifier, you've got your RCA cables for attaching your CD player's sound to the amp. You have remote cable which sends power from the CD player to the amp to turn it on. You have speaker cable, ground cable and power cable. First we're going to start by disconnecting the negative side of the battery. This is to avoid any sparks or any short circuits that may occur when we're attaching new cables on. So what are you doing here, Grant?
Taking the glove box off so I can drill a hole through the bulkhead for the power cable.
Once the glove box is out, you can then start to locate the grommet which you're going to put your power cable through. We've selected an appropriate grommet where we're running our boost pipe through, and we're going to drill another hole right at the side of the boost pipe. So there's a grommet down there, Grant?
Yep, you see where the red cable's coming out of?
I do.
That's where it is. If you look at this, we've got a tie wrap to it to make it easier to pull through the other side.
That's 4-gauge power cable, isn't it?
Yep, as you can see.
4-gauge.
Try feeding this through.
So you're going to feed that through the grommet, and Chubba's going to grab it on the other side.
Here. As you can see, he's pulling it through the other side, which is making it easier. It's going to go down the right hand side of the car. That'll do.
We're just disconnecting the fuse as a safety measure, so we know when we attach the power cable onto the amplifier, there is no current passing through it.
As you can see, there's a cable coming through the grommet, and now he's ran it through here, all the way down to this side. He's going to push it all the way under the skirting.
He's gently persuading the cable to sit underneath the trim. Some cars may be different and you might have to remove the trim to hide the cable, where luckily that this one can just tuck straight underneath. As you can see, we're running the power cable down the passenger side of the car, and we're going to run the RCAs and remote cable down the driver's side of the car. This is to stop any interference happening between the cables which would lower the audio quality or cause nasty noises coming out of your subwoofer. Now the power cable is nearly finished, I'm going to show you how and where to run your RCA cables and remote cables. We've threaded the remote and the RCA cables into the CD player slot. We've then fed them down the back of the console, around the driver's pedals, making sure they cannot drop down onto the pedals because that will be bad. And we're now going to run them down the side of the car and tuck them underneath the trim, just like we did with the power cable. That for timing. Yeah, we're definitely going to have it there. Now the power cable's in the boot, we can find a nice secure place to run the earth. We're going to use the seat mounting bracket. We're going to remove the bolt. We're going to sand it down so there is no paint left on there at all, so it's bare metal. That will give you a better contact with your earth cable and the ground of the car, and then we're going to attach our nice earth cable using the bolt we've just taken out.
And once you've done both of them, you can see they both come through the bottom of the seats. They go down the sides.
Now the seat mounting bracket's fully sanded and is nice and bare, we can now set about attaching the earth cable onto it. We're now going to start building the boot back up. We're going to start with putting the carpet back in and putting the cables on top of the carpet so we can then attach them onto the subwoofer. We've decided to attach the amplifier onto the back of the sub because we want to keep the build as small as possible to allow for the maximum amount of space available in our boot. We then mount it onto the back by screwing it nice and tight. Once it's screwed on, we can start attaching the cables. These are the speaker cables we're going to use. We attach them directly onto the amplifier's speaker output and also onto the connections that's built in the box for the subwoofer. Make sure your positive go to the positive and your negative go to the negative. In other words, red to red, black to black. We're then going to attach the RCAs which bring the sound from the CD player and they plug directly into the amplifier. Is just putting the finishing touches on there, attaching the power cable, the earth cable and the remote cable. Remember, if you don't attach your remote cable, your amplifier will not turn on. Then it's just a case of hide all the cables in your boot. We grab them and we tuck them back under the carpet where you can't see them. You might also want to tuck them back under your seat. As long as they don't stick out anywhere, you'll be fine.
And that's what it should look like, all done.
Your next job then is to attach the power cable onto the positive side of the battery. Remember, your negative side should still be disconnected on the battery, so you're safe to do this. Once it's attached, make sure it's nice and tight because you do not want it coming loose. We're going to pop our fuse back into the power line now. It's fully connected up onto the battery. So once this is on, the power line is then complete. And we're just going to tuck it out the way so it can't catch on any moving parts inside the engine bay. So we're going to tuck it down by the expansion bottle. We're now going to sort out the remote cable which you've attached onto your amplifier. We're going to find the amp out cable, or the remote cable as it may be called on some CD players. We're going to strip it back and we're going to strip back our new remote cable, and we're then going to twist them, connect them up and crimp them, and then seal it off with a bit of tape. As I said before, this is so when your CD player turns on, your amplifier will turn on as well. We're now going to connect our RCA loom onto the back of our CD player. As this one comes separate, some of yours will probably be built into the main loom. We then attach our RCAs. Make sure you go left to left and right to right. That way, when you have your surround sound moments on your music, it will sound bang on. We're now going to reattach our negative back onto the battery. As all the cables are now attached to the amplifier, you shouldn't have any cables hanging off loose anywhere. All the cables are attached on the back of the CD player, so you're safe to attach your negative back onto the battery. Make sure you tighten it up so it cannot move at all. You want that as tight as possible. Now it's time to give that subwoofer a proper test with some proper bass. We've used some bungee cords and wrapped them around the bottom. This stops it from moving around the boot